Hey guys, it's me, Danielle, with Kingdom First Ministries. How are you? I hope that you're doing so good. Shabbat Shalom for those who celebrate. I hope that you're doing so great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yay. Okay, so what am I wearing? Okay, so I've got this really cute silk scarf on from Goop. I love it. And I'm just like growing my hair still. I've got this really cute sweater, and I am wearing my cute jeans from Madewell. They're high waisted. I love those types of jeans, skinny jeans, so fun. Probably like a size 5 now. I'm so excited. I love that. Keeping myself together as usual. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to pop on really quick and just do a quick battle update. I hope that everyone is doing well. I know that it's been really, really hard for us. It's been, let's see, sorry, guys, I need to get a gimbal. Uh, so basically, what we have going on right now, what I can see from my research and everything, and just from my own personal experience, has been just the karmics are getting a serious whooping, like seriously. Our ancestors are on them. All of us who have had stolen inheritances and things like that, the people that left us that money, they have not forgotten and they are angry about it. And a lot of these people are being pursued in their dreams. They're getting nightmares. They're being haunted, and they just can't shake it. All of the black magic that they have been putting towards us, all of the magic that they have been putting towards us has been backfiring on them, and they're the ones that are ending up like in the asylums. They're the ones that aren't right in the head. They're the ones that are getting really, really sick, and almost to the point of like a vegetable state. And that's what they wanted for us, you guys. So it's like, like I said before, my I saw my mother. I asked, the Most High to show me what she was doing and what was going on with that whole thing. And I saw her in the hospital, you guys, and she was just like, her face was all squished up, looked all old and everything, and because she's 76. And anyways, she was like pulling all these things out of her chest, and like these tubes and like all these things that were stuck to her and everything. And she was in her hospital gown, and she was like pulling out her hair with like fistfuls of her hair, like, and she's like, no, 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 and punching the pillows and acting all crazy and everything. And then the nurse came in, and the nurse is like, oh, is everything okay? Are you okay? And she was like, oh, like, snap back into it, right? Like put the mask back on and everything. And she was like, oh, I'm fine. I just got some really bad news. And I'm like, oh, would you like a sedative? Like, are you okay? Can I get you? Yes, yes. Thank you, sweetie. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, I could use that. You know, and then as soon as the nurse was gone, like, she was over there, like, just back to her mean, like, evil self again. And I'm seeing so many readings that are talking about your mother. Special shout out to the spiritual savage that was talking about my mother, Tiffany, the intuitive one, the ancient emperor, we're all talking about it. They're coming out in the cards, So, and these are people that I trust, and they all serve the Most High God. So, anyway, what else do we have? So they're just like, houses are getting raided apparently, and people are in court, and the judges are just not believing their bullshit anymore. Like, it's just the same thing over and over again. So now I have like enough evidence where now I know what to do. Now I know where to go. Now I know how to handle this, and I'm so excited about that. Anyway, yeah, that's been what's been happening. So what's interesting for me is, being here in this shelter and everything has been like sorry guys, I gotta keep an eye on everything. I don't have anyone with me right now. You never know what's gonna happen out here on these streets, as you know. So okay, so in the shelter where I am, they have this like policy where it's like, if any man comes in and says that he's identifying as a woman, like, they can get into like a female shelter. And when I was at the Gresham Women's Shelter here in Oregon, the men had to identify. They had to either be like wearing makeup or dressing femininely and things like that, right? They had to, because otherwise, like, why are you here? And a lot of the women there are like triggered because if they just see a regular guy, like, a lot of these women are fleeing domestic violence. They've got stalkers. It's a very similar story that we all share, sadly. So, um, sorry guys, I need my gimbal. If anyone wants to gift me with a gimbal, please do. Anyway, okay, so this one man, he shows up in my dorm, and I'm like, okay, now they're getting really, really creative, right? And no makeup, no, like, no, not dressing as a woman or anything else like that. Like, it's just like, and so I went to go and talk to the supervisor, and this, I'm like, look, this is really triggering all the women in my dorm, and what can be done about that, because we don't feel safe. And they're like, well, are you transphobic? Are you homophobic? Like, I'm like, no, I am not transphobic. I am not homophobic. One of my very good friends that I love so much, she's in transition, and that was her personal choice, and I'm not here to judge that. But she bought herself boobs. She's taking the hormones. She's trying to become a woman. She wants to do the surgery and everything, and she wants to do the surgery and just doesn't have the money for it and all that. So it's like, if it's that type of a situation, like, I understand. I'm not there to judge. I'm not living their life. I don't know what brought them to those situations, entirely, but who am I to judge them? So, and then we have other women that excuse me, trans, that really are actually misogynistic. Like, they hate us because we actually have a real vagina, and they hate us. And especially if you're pretty and you're in good shape and stuff, it's awful. Then I've met other ones where they're like, they just love women, and that's why they just want to be a woman. They just feel like that's their identity and everything. And they're like, this one that I had met, she was from, I think, like, West Africa or something. And she was like, I love women. I do. Look, I'm not here to be in competition with you or with anyone, she's like, with her accent, she's like, I love women. I respect women. I will never try to be in competition with you because I don't have a vagina. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, that was just so awesome. So you've got different kinds. So, but over here, it's like, so I was like, okay, so according to Oregonian law, I understand that women that are identifying, because a lot of them are being targeted, right? So I understand why they would want to be in a women's shelter, but the laws need to change, because honestly, the men need to be with the men, the women need to be with the women, and there needs to be a special place for the trans so that they can feel like their own special place. I mean, I've actually showered in showers with this one trans that was in there. I'm thinking, okay, we're all girls here, right? And I guess, they saw me and got a boner, and the next thing I know, the person is like treating me like I've done something wrong. Like, was so angry with me. It's like, okay, I'm sorry if you found me attractive. That's not my fault. That's not my problem. That's clearly your problem. So the laws need to change, you guys. It's a bunch of bullshit. And women that, I mean, this is one of my friends, she got so beat up by this one guy that she was friends with, and he put her in a wheelchair. I mean, she can't walk, she can't use her hands. I mean, it's awful. It's just awful. And she's there crying and crying and crying. And I said, so what about my friend that's disabled, that doesn't feel safe, first time in a shelter? It's like, what about us? What about the real women? She goes, well, that could get you kicked out of here. And I'm like, okay, well, I take that back. I'm like, what about us? And I'm like, I'm reaching out to you, woman to woman. You know, what about cis? What about natural born women? We can't even say natural born. We can't even say real women. We have to say cis, CIS. Isn't that crazy? And thank you, Obama. Thank you, Biden, for creating this fucked up world that we're in right now. Like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, but this is backwards. It's just completely backwards. And by the way, you guys, when I grew up, I'm not homophobic and I'm not transphobic, and I've already talked about this. But when I was growing up, my fake karmic mother worked for an answering service, and they were all gay men, and they were the most beautiful men I've ever met in my entire life. I met my first drag queen when I was 5 years old. Yeah. Her name was Michelle. She was absolutely fabulous. And she's like, hi. Her voice was still deep. Hi, my name's Michelle. You know, hi, doll. Hi. And I looked up at her and I was like, oh my gosh, she was so colorful and beautiful with her boa and everything. And I'm like, my name's Danielle. And she goes, Danielle. She goes, okay, Michelle and Danielle, let's be best friends. And I said, okay. But I felt nothing but love from her. I felt everything good. I didn't feel like it was being pushed on me like the way that they do in the kindergarten classes at the library where they have the drag queens come in and read stories, but they're so severe. I mean, it's many times they don't even look feminine. They look kind of scary if you ask me. But anyway, I digress. But that's what's going on here in the real world, you guys. And it's not good. It's not cool at all. Anyway, that's about all I've got for now. So until next time, be good, stay blessed, and keep the kingdom first. Mwah.